Searching podcasts for Dave and one more time.
This week, Dave and Juan discuss important issues like how are honeybees endangered when it's like impossible to kill them? If people are complaining that you're talking too loud at a rock concert, is it maybe that the band sucks? When your coworkers are younger than some of your favorite concert ticket stubs, should you forgive their musical ignorance? This and much more on another compelling edition of Dave and Juan.
And 3.
Number 2.
Gonna follow that up with a 1.
Woohoo!
America, we're looking you right in the eye or looking right into the speaker that you're listening on and telling you, you are
You're welcome.
welcome. Absolutely welcome. Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Thank
An
you.
episode that we apparently both, dressed a little nicer than sometimes.
We're going jumping on you. Yeah, well, I went to church, so I guess this is my. What am I talking?
As did I. I interrupted as to who we are.
I think we got it. Covered.
No.
They know. They found us. They know. Every week we tell them at the end, just do whatever you did, and we'll be
That's right.
back. And
apparently you did it.
apparently you did it. Yeah. No. This is. This shirt here. I wore this when I was in Georgia a couple weeks back. I got all kinds of compliments on this shirt. And here's the deal. Here's where I had to fight myself on this because I know women do this a lot. If somebody compliments them on what they're wearing, they just want to tell you how cheap it was when they bought it. Right? Dude, this is a Sam's Club.
Oh, man.
This is a Sam. Those of you that not see, it's just a basic Sam's, and it's not.
It's not a polo.
No, it's like it's a button shirt, but it's a performance kind of deal. It's not cotton.
Yeah. It's the wicking material.
It's wicking material. Yeah, man, and it's the official old white guy summer shirt. Because I see more and more when you go places, old white guys like me are wearing button down, untucked.
Right. Mine's polo style.
Yep.
But same fabric. But you told me that, and we talked about this a few weeks ago, and then suddenly the next day my feed on Facebook was filled with those type of shirts.
I don't even want to go down that path right now, but and I think AI, because I even asked Chat GPT how to turn off like Facebook. And I think they're all in cahoots now, and they just try to make it. They want to pretend that, oh no, you're really not being spied on. It's worse than ever.
No,
you can't have stuff we talk about on this podcast shows up all over my feed. We're not
right. That's what I'm saying. I didn't go when you talked about those shirts. Yeah, I didn't go look for them.
Nope.
It was like bam.
Nope. But I guess it's the world we're living in. I have something going on in my house right now that, which you shake your head, the joys of home ownership, right? And that's something you and I talk about a lot. It's like, it's a blessing. God bless America to own a home, to have a place to call your own.
Yep. Better than a lot of people.
Right. And you go back and forth, and I fully, I think home ownership is important, and I hope the idiots that we've allowed to either run things or be controlled by the people that we didn't elect but still control everything, to somehow, some way break the hold and let young people be able to afford homes again, to buy homes. Okay, so I want to say that, but sometimes you think, well, it'd be nice to just be paying rent right now, and call the owner of this house and complain and say, hey, bruh, you got to come out here and take care of an issue. My issue right now is an outside issue. It is the third time that we've been in this house for 22, 23 years. This is the third time this thing has happened to us. Guess what my problem is outside right now?
I know you've had that deck issue or the plumbing under the deck.
I got bees.
Oh.
I got a beehive that has established itself not in a tree. I've got oak trees everywhere, not outside the house where, you could easily have, no. These bees, because the overhang in front of my house, and it's a 2-story house, so it's way
Yeah.
up there. They find a gap somewhere.
So they're getting in like your attic and stuff?
Now, here's the deal about whoever designed this house, whatever they build, they must be an ornamental. Like I call them overhangs.
Yeah.
Okay, but they're not really connected to the attic. They're just a box, apparently. They're just, right? They don't feed into the attic that I can tell. But this is the third time. The last time was about 10 years ago. I just look up there and I'm like, oh man, don't tell me I'm seeing what I'm seeing. And
So it's not like you could come call your friendly neighborhood beekeeper and say, "Hey, bro,
dude,
come get this hive."
no, because they got to get on. Now, you can get somebody. I priced it. I reached out and I'm looking at about $1,000.
What do they got to do? Smoke them out and stuff?
No, they'd have to come, put a ladder, and they charge you an extra $200 if it's on the second floor. And literally they'd have to cut into
it.
the overhang to get in there to get the bees. Now, I have tried, and listen, all you animal lovers out there, look, you're talking to a guy. I mean, my wife.
You feed possums, you feed coons.
Dude, I catch a spider or something in my house. I try to catch it and turn it outside. I mean, I turned a corner a long time ago. I ain't trying to kill nothing. I mean, I whatever, man. Peace be with you, bro. Just go along the way. So I'm not trying to kill any bees. Now that said, I'll try to knock out a few of them if it's just to send a hint. If you can, right? Because my idea is like, if I can
not
just
trying to get stung or invaded either.
right, if I can just make it unpleasant for the bees, maybe they'll leave.
All right, give them a hint.
Well, here's
Move
what
along, little bee.
here's what I'm trying to figure out. We and they tell me that bees are in danger. Now, I don't know if I believe that anymore. I do believe that. Yeah, exactly. Those of you that can't see Juan making a skeptical face. I'm the same way. I totally bought into it lock, stock, and barrel when they told us years ago, oh man, bees are in trouble and
Sting you once, they die.
well, and I totally understand that bees are necessary for bees.
Right, pollination and
100%. I'm all for that. But here's what I can't figure out. What the hell's killing these bees? Because I sure can't kill them. I mean, bees have to be the toughest insects. I'm not kidding when I tell you, I pumped and I can't get it in there because I'm not getting up but around whatever the opening is, and I'm sure it's a tiny opening, just big enough for a bee, and it's way up high and I can barely see it. Dude, I've emptied over 2 cans of Raid wasp spray. I haven't found the first dead bee. Okay. I have probably sprayed about a half gallon of bleach.
But are they somewhere? Because I think with the wasp spray, you've got to basically make contact.
Yeah, or residual, supposedly.
Okay.
Okay. So nothing. I've pumped bleach up there, thinking the fumes. Because bees operate. They produce pheromones or whatever that's called. Nothing. My wife did a little research. Vinegar, strong vinegar, like 80% vinegar. I mean, stuff that you clean decks and stuff.
Right.
Pumping that. Cinnamon. Found big things of cinnamon. Like, I'm glad. I don't think this is on film. I'd have to see the cameras if it's on there. Man, if you could have seen the last 3 days, the couillon moves I've been trying to, like filling up a sock with mothballs and trying to get a mothball sock up to the level where they are. And
so they're just inside the overhang. That's not.
They're up there, yeah, because it's happened before. It happened not the same place.
You see them going where they go in?
Yep.
What if you drilled a hole in that overhang, about a 1-inch hole, and then shot some stuff in there, so where they had, like basically making it like an escape hatch?
Well, you're kind of talking about me being on a ladder.
Yeah, that's
20 feet in the air.
Yeah, I am, because I wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, you're dealing with that. You're dealing with, okay, you're already crawling up. Like I said, the bees, they're not aggressive. They weren't even stinging the sock with the stuff that I was trying to. then I filled up a sock with mothballs. Mothballs are
And
disgusting,
I'm
by the way.
assuming it's honeybees,
It's honeybees. It's honeybees.
which can't necessarily sting you without you swatting at them, right?
Well, yeah, I think if you attack the hive, they'll go for you. And
But so that's the other thing. You being on a ladder 20 feet in the air,
I don't want to.
that would be the thing that would get him to come out.
And there's no way me doing that my wife wouldn't be out there holding the ladder and she'd be yelling at me the whole time. But, so that's when you find that line between, okay, honey, how cheap are we? Like, okay, because she cringed when I said, dude told me about $1,000 to come out and have to take him out. She's like, ooh, maybe we can just get rid of him. So we've been trying all kinds of stuff. Hanging out. My son, who doesn't live in the house anymore right now, but it's out of his window. I can open up one of his windows, and it's about 3 feet, 4 feet on top of me, but not where they're going in. So it's like it'd be too dangerous to do anything.
Yeah.
But man, I was out there yesterday with a sock, trying to throw a sock of mothballs up there and get it to stick, but the angle's too great. And I'm just thinking, my neighbors are driving by thinking, what the heck? What's this idiot doing? But right now in my front yard, I've got one of my big extended, tree saw deals.
Right. I thought about that too.
Well, I mean, it doesn't do any good, but I got a sock full of mothballs with that tied to it, propped on an ice chest in my front yard. Oh, look, you talk
And that's
about
value effort right there.
You talk about the Couillon Olympics. I mean, but it's none of it's working. So I mean, I'm getting ready to. So I'm going to take that down this afternoon. And
Well, it could be there might be just too far in for whatever you're doing to affect them enough.
10 years ago, give or take, I had something dripping from my overhang, not there, but on the other side. And then it was honey. It was honey that was dripping that had bees. Now, I don't know why we didn't figure it out back then, but so anyway. So those of you that want to send in hints and tips of how to, like I said, I'm not trying to kill
DIY bee removal from an awkward spot in the unreachable.
But what's happened is, so the queen is in there somewhere, and as long as the queen's not bothered, all these, it's sort of like the government. If the government's not bothered, it's just us schmoes out in the field that take the beating. But I'm sure that queen is healthy. And I go into my attic and I see no signs. I can't hear them. I can't find it anywhere in the attic. So,
Yeah, well.
Good old Cajun people be like, bro, just leave them alone.
Yeah.
Harvest that when it's time.
Well, but then how would you?
Don't know.
My thing is, the longer you leave it, the more it's going to cost to fix it.
The bigger it's going to get. I know. Trust me. I know. Let me circle back to
Then they're going to come in with, bro, I got to cut the sheetrock out.
Home ownership. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The joys of home ownership.
And then there's probably some government regulation that's going to require them to get another certified beekeeper to come harvest them and catch them out.
I don't like that. They always tell ways to get rid of them. Be sure to close all. How the heck I'm supposed to know? I got probably like a quarter to a half-inch space that developed 20-something feet in the air that you can't see, right? But there you go.
Get you some binoculars and see from the ground.
Not gonna do me any good. But so dealing with that, y'all. That's Wild Kingdom here at or even birds. If I could just like hire some birds, something. What eats bees?
Yeah, I don't know what to be. What's the nemesis of a bee? I have no idea.
I know, but I will tell you this, man. Now, granted, I've killed some landscaping unintentionally. I've been spraying so much bleach and vinegar and crap 20 feet in the air, not always
driven down somewhere.
Not always paying attention to where.
But you got a mildew or mold and mildew free streak on your house.
I tell you what. But so that's what that's going on. That's what's going on here.
Well, other stuff going on in the world that doesn't affect me, but apparently affects some people is I'm hearing public radio and public television is going away. Is it actually going away?
I doubt it. Nothing ever goes away. Nothing ever goes away. What you're talking about is it's the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. That's always been, right? The corporation.
Right.
It's funded by, right? And here's the deal. So what look, everybody, whatever side you on, you're conservative, you're liberal, whatever. I gotta go back to this. We can all agree or disagree on if something's a good thing or not a good thing, but I think some things become obvious. And
And
what has
here's the
become obvious is
if it's a needed thing, somebody will pick it up and run with it.
what has become obvious because they really haven't been able to change very much of anything, but getting rid of or strict or very limiting this USAID. Basically, what they've shown is this has been the money. There's many of them, but this is
The money machine.
one of the major money laundering operations that the government's been running. It's your tax dollars going to these quote unquote NGOs and sending, and they're just shipping out money everywhere. And listen, is it
It's everybody's pet project funded in a way that doesn't show up.
gee whiz? Stephen Colbert's show is going off the air, not just like change, going off the freaking air. Cry me a river, by the way. All these people want to protest and talk about, oh, it's political. No,
But even if it is, I don't care if it is. If the decision, if the straw that broke the camel's back, let me give you that,
Yeah.
was somewhat, because of political leanings of the show. First of all, I doubt it. But second of all, what's this show losing? 80 million, 50
no, it's 40,
million?
40 million.
40 million a year.
They say it cost 100 million, 100 million to put that crap show on, and it's losing 40 a year. So, but what it shows is the money was being made up with the USAID stuff.
Yeah.
The right. There's all kinds of. The View is going on hiatus. What? Who's the other ones I saw? But just a lot of suddenly, people getting so that's playing out. So the thing with NPR and PBS, we're always told, oh, it's just microscopic. The government money that's funding that. It's stop complaining about that. That's not that much money goes to it. Well, apparently,
I don't know, because this is 2 weeks ago. I had a salesman come talk to me at work, selling, it's called Tiger Rag magazine, or advertising in that magazine, which is
right.
yeah.
I've heard of Tiger Rag. I wouldn't
Right.
know how to find it, but yeah.
Right. But unbeknownst to me, the guy who owns Tiger Rag also is the guy who runs the local public radio station here.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. No judgment, no opinion on that. But so the salesman was also, trying to sell me on that aspect of it, but was quick to assure me that, you know what? I know they're talking about this stuff, but the money that we get from the government or from this is so minor that it's not going to impact our operation. So if you're interested in advertising on that, come on board. We'll still be around.
Well, you think he was being honest, or he was just saying
I
what?
don't know. I think so. I just think it was basically saying that public radio in Baton Rouge has not gone away.
Okay. I mean,
I'm sitting here saying I don't care if it goes away one way or the other. I've never listened to it.
wouldn't phase me.
But
It's like local news. Like, here's the deal. We all were, I guess other parts of the country are different. The only time that I'm ever like laser focused on local news is hurricane season.
right.
Trying to find that.
And as it is, if I'm home, and I'm always home for 6 o'clock when the local news is on, I'll flip it for the first 5 minutes. When it gets to the commercial break, I'm thinking anything that comes after the first commercial, I don't need to know.
Yeah, but depending on, unless it's like a major whatever, what depresses me is it's just all death and maiming and
Well, and the only reason if I put it to that is because Everybody Loves Raymond is not on between 6 and 6:30. It's on from 5:30 to 6, and then it picks up again at 6:30.
I love the fact that you are a regular Everybody Loves Raymond watcher.
And it's Everybody Loves Raymond is my fill the background with noise go to. I never watched Everybody Loves Raymond when it was on network TV.
Right. Okay.
Never. But then like, all right, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll laugh at that. You know?
It's sad. I'll find myself because my wife will walk in every now and then, or just over the weekend usually, or maybe after work, and I'll just have, oh, what is that? Harry Potter and the just whatever movie's on, I'll just throw it on there because TV's so awful. It's just
Right.
so
There's nothing on. Dude,
there's no.
yesterday it was let's see, Meatballs
Oh no,
with
Meatballs is I that's
uh,
a
I watched Meatballs for the first time in 30
hey.
something years.
Here's how you know how good Meatballs is. Are you ready for the summer? I
Yeah.
remember the
Yeah.
song. Are you ready for the good times?
Followed by Weekend at Bernie's.
I was never a fan of that movie.
Yeah, no, I said it was just it's like old comedy movies on,
Not
and
like
it's that or HGTV stuff.
not like Meatballs though. Meatballs was an aspiration. I remember watching Meatballs, we were obviously much younger, thinking, man, do they actually do that at camps? Like the counselors all went off to overnight somewhere else on a how how's that? Was I the only guy that thought that? Like, wait a minute, they're at a camp and their
Yeah,
counselors
no,
is
that's it. Yeah,
the
and they all
counselor, but
go
but
off
but
in
but like the counselors, they're there to watch the young kids. But then what? One night they just get to go do their
yeah.
own thing. Like, who's watching the kids?
And then wait, what's his name? I forgot his name now.
Bill
The
Murray.
main, yeah, who was probably 40 during this.
I don't know how old he is. He was already
He,
on Saturday Night Live.
right, he wasn't camp counselor age, put it that way.
Oh man, steaming weenies, a big part of the hot dog eating contest, and then the little wormy guy
Yeah,
at the end had to run the foot race to
right. That's the guy who kind of latched on to Bill Murray.
what was the but there was man, I can't do it justice. There was one of my favorite monologues was when he's talking about it just doesn't matter. It just you can if God Himself comes down and by some miracle we can win. It doesn't matter because all the good-looking girls are still gonna go.
Yeah, because that's Bill Murray was handling the nerdy kids.
That was good stuff. Good stuff. Well, something that I did see on TV, and this is like not to turn a, um, I had to do research after because I could not believe. At first, I thought, okay, is it possible? No, it's impossible that the Vice channel or whatever channel it is on TV, there's no way that that channel would be listening to our feed and stuff we talk about. So help me. It's last night, maybe 2 nights ago. Nothing's on. I mean, I should be doing work or something else. I'm just scrolling down the 100, right? 100 of nothing. And it gets to the bottom, it says Dark Side of the Ring. And I'm like, it's wrestling stuff. Like, pull it up. Pull it up. And they're interviewing people, and it's Jake the Snake Roberts.
Jake the Snake Roberts used to have a snake.
And then I'm like, oh, let me see, because I knew he had a rough time and stuff. And then the story went to something with the story they were talking about. I sat up in my chair because I said, there's no way that this is a coincidence. Do you know who Jake the Snake's biological or his father is or was? Grizzly Smith.
Get out.
Grizzly Smith, the guy
we
that
talked about last week.
And we've talked about before, the Mid-South. No, it wasn't Mid-South. It was Deep South. Right?
Okay. I thought it was Mid-South, but it could have been
I think
Deep
Mid-South
South,
was
and
like
then
Gordon
at some point
Solie.
it
That
was
was
Mid-South
Atlanta.
later on.
Yeah, Grizzly Smith was out of whatever. Okay, but bro, and here's where it gets dark. That dude was a bad dude. And when
Grizzly
I said,
Smith?
yeah, like not bad, just like a tough guy. That dude was a child predator.
Predator?
Dude.
Mm.
The stories and Jake the Snake comes out and talks about.
Well, let's go ahead and throw. Do we need to say alleged?
No, I don't think you can. I don't think it's alleged, bro. I mean, you can put it. I mean, Chat GPT will throw it out there for you. I mean, it's not. I mean, his whole family has come out and other people. So we have to officially now declare. We cannot talk positively, even though part of our childhood we used to look forward to seeing Grizzly Smith.
Maybe that's why he just kind of drifted away.
Apparently, that guy was a horrible human being. So, but Jake the Snake's still out there. But yeah, I thought that was too much of a coincidence, man. What are the odds? What are the odds I'm sitting here and it's like, in fact,
Yeah, we're pulling Grizzly Smith from the annals of our memory.
that was an unfortunate word. We, no, I mean, the sad part was when I saw like, oh, it was Grizzly. I sat up. I was getting excited to like,
That's
oh,
right.
dude,
Let's talk about it.
they're gonna talk about my man Grizzly Smith, and that soon went to,
Oh, got a
oh,
little dirty.
no, dude, I felt disgusted. I was like, I took a picture of the screen to remember to say that. So, let it be known, y'all. We just discovered this. So the Dave and Juan More Time podcast is officially.
Yep, we're off the Grizzly Smith bandwagon.
We have disavowed the late, not great Grizzly Smith. So,
I will no more aspire to wear those overalls
no,
with no shirt.
best I could tell though, Dick Murdoch was still okay, so we can still dirty Dick Murdoch.
Mm.
All right. What else we got going? Oh, I went to a concert this week.
Well, last year when I went see the Counting Crows, you were kind of saying, I don't know. And now you posting that it's a bucket list concert.
Well, yeah, kind of. No, I don't think I on your Counting Crows. I think I probably said I'd like to see him. I don't know if I would take the effort to see him. But this one kind of came easy. Like my buddy Kurt had an extra ticket. Literally, it's
funny because they played in New Orleans the night before. You saw them.
No, seriously.
Yes, and
Okay,
last year when I saw them, they were in New Orleans and they got on the tour bus to head to Sugarland. So they probably got the same tour schedule as last year.
I didn't know they were here last year. Well, put it this way, that explains a lot, because let me say this. Okay, so Adam, what's his name?
Adam Duritz.
Duritz. Okay, talented guy. Seen him in interviews. Smart dude. Background is amazing. You got to give kudos where you went. This guy, he dated Courtney Cox and Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. The fact you can look like he looks and still date, that tells you a lot.
He used to at least have a cool vibe about him. Now he just looks like some random dude.
Okay, whatever. That's what happens. We're old. It happens. Okay. Hey, go back to the beginning of this podcast. Look at the picture of me, you in college, dude. I mean, so a lot of miles.
I was telling people I fast forward through that because it makes me feel sad.
Yeah, a lot of miles there. So, but here's the deal. That explains a lot. And here's where I'm talking. Here's where I'm the old guy who complains. But I think I speak for a lot of people sometimes. Like, I think I'm saying what some people probably be thinking. And I'm just the opposite on some of this stuff than my friend Kurt. My friend Kurt, who was, and it was a gift to him. And as it turned out, his wife kind of pulled one of those, I'll go, but boy, if you could find somebody else who wants to go. And I wasn't Kurt's first choice. He was going to take my son, because my son's the guy. My son Jesse's the one you want to go to with anything. Any sporting event, concert, he's the guy you want to hang with because he just enjoys everything. So let's go. I'll do it. So I'm tired of guys who at one time were big, whatever. Now they're touring and doing whatever, and they're freaking high, right? They're high.
Yeah, like I said, I utterly love Counting Crows.
Mm-hmm.
It's very few concerts that I've gone to in my life that I can utterly say, I don't know. I'm glad I got to see him so I could say, but there's a part of me that says, I wish I'd have just kept the mystique because it just wasn't that good.
Well, here's the deal. And it's why I thought, and look, his voice is still amazing when he wants to sing. So here's what happens. So we get there, and you gotta love concerts. And this one here, it's a nice place here in Sugarland, but I mean, literally, the beers now are $15, $16 a better. But it's fine. I had a free ticket. Kurt gave me a free ticket, so I'm buying. It's all on me. We do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can spend what you're gonna spend. So you're there. Our seats, we were on the second level.
Yeah, look like decent seats.
Like second row. So we get in. The warm-up band is, I can't remember who they are. They had started. We don't care. We get in there, and we're in the second row, but we're not on the aisle. We're like toward, and it's not a long row, but, crap. So my P exit is cut off, right? And I know if I'm going to be here a couple, 3 hours drinking beers,
You got to go.
Well, so we talked to family on the way in. Say, hey, apologize. I'm only going to do this 4 or 5 times to the con. You're just kind of joking. So we sit down and the warm-up band is playing, right? And there, I don't know, there must be like 6, 7 people in this band. They're fine musicians, they're playing. So me and Kurt sit down in our seats and we're just talking. Lady in front of us, like about a minute after we get there, turns around and says, "I'm sorry, I came here just to see this band, and all I can hear is you guys talking." Well, I don't know how she thought that was going to go. But and it was kind of funny. Kurt, to his credit, probably played the role of my wife in this thing. The voice of reason, the voice of, oh, my instinct was, oh, wait. Because I'm like, well, we're at a concert. Or if this band that you came to see was any better, if they were any more engaging,
Yeah.
guess what? We'd all be listening, but the place was quiet. Okay. So me and Kurt are looking at each other like, think, and I said, I think I'm about to become, I think I'm about to become the focus of her night. And he's like, oh man, no. And okay, goes through with it. I don't know. This band plays whatever. They were fine musicians, but dude, you could have I'd have been better off putting a Bluetooth speaker up there and just playing greatest hits of something, and you'd have been, all right. So we go. It's over, right? All right, well, let's go to the bathroom, getting some more beer, waiting for the Counting Crows. Guess how long between the band, the whatever band, and the Counting Crows taking the stage?
I don't know. 30 minutes is a lot, if you ask me.
Try 45.
Yeah.
Dude, are you kidding me? By the time they came back out, I had to pee again. Okay? So, and I'm like, what's going on here? Okay? So they finally take the stage. They come out to a song, and the songs are good. Actually, their new album's a good album.
Yeah, they got a new album out.
Okay, good. He does that. Boom, new song. Boom, 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 boom. Next song. Boom, 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 boom. Third song is Mr. Jones. Dude,
Yeah, it's a big song. That's probably the biggest.
he's singing Mr. He had finished singing the third song, Mr. Jones. He had not said a word to the audience yet. I mean, who does that? Like if nothing else, after you finish that second warm-up song or whatever it is, it's like, hello,
Well,
Sugarland.
Right. And they've done some stuff. Yeah, they've been around for 30 something years. He's got some stories from the road, but he is very much a songwriter. And when I hear songwriters or when I like for them to talk about the song.
Tell me,
Tell me something.
Make it up.
Right. I don't care. Make a story about when you performed this somewhere or when it hit big.
Here's another thing. You want to piss off, and look, it's petty, but dude, you're playing the Smart Financial Center in Sugar Land, Texas.
Yeah.
It's not Houston.
Yeah.
Stop. And look, I know a lot of places are like that. No. I know in your head you're in Houston. You can probably see the skyline if you drive a little bit. You're in Sugar Land. And people respond to that. People want to hear, like if you're playing the Woodlands for Cynthia Woods, which you've been
hello
to,
Woodlands.
they want to say hello Woodlands, and people lose their day. It's not Houston, okay? So he's doing that. Yeah, I mean, just come out for the third song and just say, hey, it's great to be back, Sugar Land, whatever it is. And tell you what, how about Mr. You know what I'm saying? You could have like blown the place up. Nah, he just rolls into Mr. Jones, does what fine. And I can't even remember what he said. He forgot words all night long.
Wow.
He forgot words. He would sometimes like sit down on the speaker and start when he's talking stuff. Put it this way, it was bad enough that my friend Kurt, who, again, I wish I had a lot more what he had. Kurt likes stuff. He loves music. He loves, like,
he used to do stuff like, I'm gonna send you a live version, and for everybody who's listening, go back, and I think it was could have been in some show on MTV. You can find it on YouTube. It was from probably the mid '90s, and they were live at some place in New York, and it was the end of a tour.
Okay.
And it was one of the most incredible live performances of every song,
dude,
that I still listen to. And when he played, I watched the whole clip you posted of Round Here, because he sang a lot of it, and but but I'm talking about this live one where he basically, like when he was taught, the line is she's out walking on a wire. And I
Mhm.
mean, he's walking across
Yeah.
to where you could just tell he was physically telling the story of the song,
He
which
th-
to me was amazing.
Yes, because he cared. He
Yeah.
probably wasn't high and he was putting on a show that he cared about. That's what ticks me off. And it's not just him. Look, hey, look, you who are bigger heterosexual old guys who are bigger fans of Rick Springfield than me and you?
Right. None.
And I would not walk across the street to see Rick Springfield anymore. Now I see him on TV and I see some of the, besides the fact he's a horrible DJ. So we talked about that before. But
I was in the car Friday night, and they were pumping it coming up. I said, "Yep, switching
no, he's
that."
terrible. But dude, the last two times, maybe technically the last three times we saw Rick Springfield, he was just either drunk or high. I don't know what he was on, but and to me that's disrespectful. I look, don't get me wrong, dude. I know it's like rock and roll, it's whatever, but it's like, hey,
You're 72 years old. I'm not
you
here to
can be
see that.
happy, you can be like feeling good, but man, I paid money not to watch you like, and that's what happens with the Counting Crows, because at one time they were huge, okay, and maybe they're not huge anymore. But dude, this is a big place. I mean,
Well, it may
there
not
were
be
a few
huge, but you're
thousand
still
people.
paying good money to go see them.
Are they? I mean,
And
yes.
again, it's where the money. We talk about this all the time. That's where their money comes
I'll
from.
put a and I'm sorry we're kind of deep into music here, y'all, but there's a band called Blue October who I didn't know from Adam. Okay, I had no idea who these guys were. Apparently, they're from the Houston area. They've put out a couple of albums, pretty big following
Hmm.
in the Houston market. I didn't know of them. The Google Dolls tapped them about 2 years ago when the Google Dolls were just here. I missed them, but they were here before, and they got Blue October to warm
To
up for
open for
them.
them.
And let me tell you something. You can tell a band that takes a stage that is enthusiastic about being there, because Sugarland Smart Financial is a big place, man. Turn me into a fan. Like,
Yeah.
wow, these guys cared, right? So anyway, that's old guys complaining, but that explains a lot. If they played New Orleans the night before, look, I told that to my friend Kurt. I said, man, they probably had to wait back there just to try to get him to where he could like stand and say, Adam, we don't want to have to refund the money. We got to get.
Yeah. Well, it's speaking of old guys. So, I started a new job recently and like 3 months ago. And most of the people or everybody in my office is, decades younger than me.
Sure.
Yeah, we're talking generational. Uh, my boss is 34. The next oldest guy other than me is 37. There's one girl who I think is about 32, and everybody else, that's like five people in, early to mid 20s. All great people, and I tell them all the time, I said, dude, I tell y'all what, when I was y'all age, I wasn't this, y'all can handle a whole lot more than I could when I was y'all age. But so we were talking the other day. One of the girls in the office she's a singer, a little band. But sometimes she just gets carried away. And so she's playing Taylor Swift's album. Like we're in an open office environment. So she's playing Taylor Swift's album on her, on her computer, no headset or anything, and singing. I can't play a radio while I work, just
Right.
because I end up getting lost in the music and just. But so trying to be, and she actually reports to me, so I guess I could say something, but I'm not going to be that guy.
No, you want to be nice. You want to
Right.
be, yeah.
But so I walk over to one of the 20-something-year-olds, and I'm just joking, and I said, "Do you have a gun?"
Oh, jeez, that is an old white guy. You
I
have
mean,
a
I'll go shoot
gun.
myself.
Oh, you shoot yourself. Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, so she was saying, "You don't like Taylor Swift?" Yeah, not that I don't like Taylor Swift. I don't listen to Taylor Swift, and I don't need to hear it on full blast in a concert in my work environment. And so she asked me, she said, "Well, does your daughter like Taylor Swift?" And I said, "Yeah, she went to see her a year or two ago in Houston." And I said, "But she likes some country music, like, Yeah, she likes Luke Combs. And that's who she's one of the people she's going to see at Lollapalooza this week. And she's, I'm not familiar with Luke Combs. And I said, he did that song Fast Cars, which is like an old song, like you know. And I said, I had the original album with the song on it
Tracy
back when it was
Chapman.
on vinyl and stuff.
Yes.
And the kind of said, he performed with her on the Grammys a couple years ago. That's pretty cool. I said, I don't know, it was a year or two ago. I don't know. But then another one of them, one of the 20 somethings walks up and she said, so when did she perform? I said, a couple years ago. And she said, well, how old is the album? I said, mid 80s. And she got a perplexed look on her face. In all seriousness, said, she's still alive? I just said, you know what you can do.
She's still alive?
Oh,
We used to be that way, Juan. We're
yeah,
talking.
I know. And I got another one who's apparently, see, one of the best things in this place is one of the worst things for me because they have free drinks, like soft drinks. But they're those little baby drinks, like, about 8 or 9 ounces in a can. And I'm a large fellow with a big head. That's a sip for me.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in a meeting about 10 o'clock, and somebody, there's refrigerators in every conference room there. And somebody says, anybody need something? I said, yeah, give me Dr. Pepper. And she says, isn't that your third one?
What?
And I said, oh, man, y'all just all need to get the heck out of here.
I'm about to pull the get off my lawn with you guys.
I know. I said, man, y'all know it's evaluation week. Just going to tell y'all right now. You better back off of me.
You got to understand something about us old guys. We'll put up with a lot of stuff.
All right. So I said, look, if Dr. Pepper's going to kill me, I'd been dead a long time ago.
Here's what you got to do. You got to show back up, bring yourself a speaker. And I shared this with you and Rick during the week. And I remember this stuff. I don't know that I saw the first 50, but it was the first 50 videos played on MTV.
On MTV, yeah.
Because, like MTV launched August 1st, which was just a couple of days ago, 1981, right? And we all know, okay, the first one was Video Killed the Radio Star. It was followed up.
The dumbest song ever.
I kind of like that song now, man.
Man.
I even like the Presidents of the United States do a cover of it that's pretty rocking. But then, and we all knew that one. You Better Run was Pat Benatar as the second one, right? There's some songs here I don't even remember, like She Won't Dance With Me, Rod Stewart. I don't even remember that song. But going down, there's some songs that like I forgot that were like, man, these are the songs you need to show up just to freak them out. All right. You Better You Bet, The Who.
Uh-huh.
I love that song. Cliff Richard, We Don't Talk Anymore. It's so funny how
one of those songs that y'all struggle to hit the high note.
Man, look, the ninth song they played was REO Speedwagon, Take It on the Run. REO Speedwagon was all over the first 50. Styx, Rockin' the Paradise.
Wow.
Yes. That was the 10th. So the 10th video ever played on MTV was Rockin' the Paradise. That song still holds up, man. Still holds up. Hold On Loosely, 38 Special came later. I mean, like I said, Keep On Loving You.
A lot more rock than I would have thought of, because at some point MTV it became the British invasion, so to speak.
Yeah, 25th song was Stop Dragging My Heart Around, Stevie Nicks and Tom Petty.
Yeah.
Let's see. They got a bunch of good stuff here. There was one that a couple here that toward the end, I'm like, man, I forgot how much I like this song. Well, I don't really like this one, but it'll show you about MTV. The 41st song they played, Angel of the Morning, Juice Newton.
Oh God, yeah, that's what it was.
Just call me Angel.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't rock.
And the 48th song was Tough Guys by REO Speedwagon. And dude, the 50th song is a song that I went played the other day because I heard it. Don't Let Go of the Coat. Remember that one? By The Who.
I've never been a big Who fan.
Go find that one. Good songs. Dude, play that to them. They can think you playing like
devil music.
It'll be the musical version of hieroglyphics to them. They'd be like, huh? If you really want to go find some accordion stuff that like I grew up with on KLEB. The stuff that Mr. Dudley used to spin.
Lord. Another friend of mine is she's a musician. She's a graphic artist, but I've worked with her and stuff. But she writes songs and stuff, and got a couple of nice things out on her own on Spotify and everything. But and her husband also a musician, but she posted this week that they went to a Weird Al Yankovic concert.
He's on tour. He's coming to the Woodlands.
And she just said how impressed she was. And I commented, I said, something that was not on my list to see this, expect to see this week. You at a Weird Al Yankovic concert, enjoying it.
I am not so, I'm like anybody else. I'm familiar with, I don't own any Weird Al music. I don't, nowhere on Spotify. If you looked at, if Spotify puts out the list of the stuff you listen to every year, I don't think you've ever seen a Weird Al Yankovic song that I played. But I could see his concerts being fun because
it'd be just a fun night.
Well, because he has crazed fans, so it's almost like going to it's like going to see Rocky Horror.
Yeah,
with people that are into that. That's a part of it. And they say the Weird Al concerts, they bring costumes. They all.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Now, granted, I don't know if they're still doing that, but they said, oh yeah, and let's look at the other thing too. Weird Al's got some money. I mean, Weird Al is a very successful recording artist.
Well, if you think about it, does he have other songs? I mean, songs that other people have produced or parody songs?
I think he's all parody. I'm trying to think.
But if you think about it, because he was allowed to parody major hits while they were still pretty big songs.
With the permission, though. It always had to get.
Oh, right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He was allowed to do it. So not just, you go to Eat It, where he's doing the whole, the parody of Beat It, where he's dressing like Michael Jackson. It's the whole thing. So he had a lot of creative, freedom that he was allowed, I'm assuming, because they figured, hell, it's going to drive business back to my song.
Yeah, and it became, I think it might have been the Foo Fighters or Dave Grohl, I think, in an interview, talked about, everybody, they liked Weird Al. These bands, having Weird Al parody your song became a big deal. Like, you made it.
Right, it was like a rite of passage. So
yeah, like they said the band Nirvana felt like they made it when he Smells Like Teen Spirit. What was his thing?
Yeah, I forgot which one it.
Here we are now. My marbles. What was Smells Like? Okay, now I'm stumped. No. Sorry to go to this.
But he also, for those who don't remember, and you probably won't remember any of the songs, he did like Madonna's "Like a Virgin," and it was, he parodied it as "Like a Surgeon," and he was big in the MTV music days because his videos were freaking hilarious. I think he did a couple of Michael Jackson things.
I can't remember it now. So his take on Smells Like Teen Spirit was just called Smells Like Nirvana. That was his So it says Kurt Cobain granted Yankovic permission, personally reportedly asking him, it's not going to be about food, is it? And that was the only thing I wanted. So there you go. So that was So anyway, he's on tour. I'm sure it's entertaining as all get out.
Yeah, entertaining. I'm not going to go, but still.
Sort of like me. Now granted, if my friend Kurt calls me up and says, hey, I got a free ticket.
I got a free ticket. You
want to go see Weird Al? I guess we'll do that. Closing there, what we're just talking about concerts, you see where that Coldplay, those of you that remember the Coldplay controversy, the idiot CEO of this company was hugging and getting
canoodling
with the head of HR of the company, and they show up on the flats on the big screen, Coldplay, and dude had to resign and blah blah blah. Then she
resigned too.
Well, so then he's suing. The CEO said he's going to suing Coldplay. Well, get this: that head of HR, I'm trying to think of what the Cajun word for. I don't want to say it, but anyway, she's suing the CEO. For a second, because like apparently their relationship was inappropriate or something.
Suing him for a sexual harassment, probably in the workplace.
She didn't look like she was being harassed.
maybe he didn't get permission
Don't know.
to canoodle her right there on camera.
Don't know.
But
She
did you
looked
say
pretty
whoever's
happy.
her replacement or something got Gwyneth Paltrow to do some type of parody ad for their social media? Gwyneth Paltrow is the ex-wife of the singer for Coldplay.
Oh, okay. That one missed me. Okay, I did not
So,
remember that. She was married to the. Okay,
right.
okay.
But so it hit, what's the name of the company? Astronomer. It was posted on, I mean, it was something created for them, for their social media. So I said, all right, well, y'all are taking this baby in stride.
All right, all right. Hey, so this time tomorrow? No, not quite. But a little over 12 hours, or a little over 24 hours from now. I'm going to Cleveland on Monday. I don't speak until Wednesday, but it's one of
Oh,
those.
wow. You going that far in advance?
It's a conference. It's I know I never do this, and the only reason I'm doing it is because the opening reception is at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
Oh,
which
okay.
is, I've been there once before.
Some people have rock and roll roots, some people have none.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, and the deal is, you would think there were more direct flights from Houston to Cleveland than there actually are. Right. So the only flight, because the reception starts at, I think, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening. The only flight I can get on direct flight or from Houston to Cleveland that gets me there in time departs Houston at 7:20 in the morning. I live a little over an hour from the parking lot, the off-site parking lot that I park at. So I got to leave the house around 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, man.
And you got to let your wife drive you and just drop you off at the gate.
Oh, that'd be horrible, man. But then they got to come get you here's the deal. There was a time when you could do that kind of stuff and then just like, okay, have somebody be there to pick you up. You don't even trust the airlines anymore. I don't
Yeah.
trust them. It's to ask somebody to pick you up at the airport. That's just a crapshoot unless they live 5-10 minutes away.
Well, I got to pick up my son who's in Chicago from the airport tomorrow night at 8:20 or something. And I said, you better send me that flight number, dude. I said, because if I show up at that airport at 8:20 and that flight's delayed, you're going to have to find another ride home.
He's
Because I'm
flying
not just,
into New Orleans.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a little drive for you.
No, it's a good it's a little over an hour.
Okay.
But no, it's the same thing because he left Thursday. He had a 7 o'clock flight, and I was supposed to bring him. And I said, "All right, got to get here. We're gonna be rolling at 4:45."
Yeah.
Oh, you don't need to be that early. I said, bro, I got to go back. I got to go to work, and I'm not getting up in time to take a shower and stuff. So I got to have time to come home, get ready for work,
That's
and
right.
be at work on the time.
I know I'm serving the use of an Uber driver, but I'm not an Uber driver.
Right, right. So somehow or another, he got his brother to take him.
There you
Which,
go.
which basically, I'm sure was so he didn't have to put up with me saying, "You better get your butt here on time."
He didn't need the coaching, apparently.
Right.
The coaching along the way. Well, okay. All right. So yeah, I'll try to take a few pictures there and see what something to like I said, I was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Dang, it must have been almost 20 years ago, 15 years
Yeah, it's
ago.
been a long time since I've been to Cleveland, and I don't even. It may have been. I think it was when it was. Yeah, oh Lord, yeah, a long time. It wasn't even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope it turns out okay. I mean, I'm what's funny is the opening reception, and it's not a small conference. We had a call there. There's like 200 something people registered, and it's a bunch of bankers,
Mm-hmm.
but the opening reception is at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they want you to wear jeans and a concert shirt or your favorite band shirt, which is I know I'm wearing Squeeze. I'm wearing a Squeeze concert. One, because I know nobody's gonna be wearing that. Ain't nobody.
You should put Squeeze in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, they got some other people I'd be more, you know, heck, I think Night Ranger belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Kind of do. I actually do. I am somehow the analytics, why is the words escaping me now? The algorithm. I somehow got on a Night Ranger live algorithm, and now that
There
I'm
you go. That's because you sent that drummer click the other day, or that clip.
now that I'm saying this, I'm sure I'm going to be. Oh man, I've been getting concert footage of Night Ranger all week long on my phone, and you know what? I'm not hating on it. I'm like, that's cool. I like that. That's all good.
Now, who did the guys in Night Ranger used to be in? Weren't they?
No,
Did,
they went different places. I think so. The drummer in Night
but
Ranger
so
was
they weren't in other bands before, like Damn Yankees and stuff.
no, they went to Damn Yankees. So like
Okay. That's what it is.
Jack
The singer
Blades
from Night Ranger went to Damn
went
Yankees.
to Damn Yankees for a little bit. I want to say one of the guitarists from Night Ranger. He may have played with a couple of bands along the way, and I know he toured with Trans-Siberian.
Not the Trans-Siberian Orchestra?
Yeah, he's
Wow.
done. Oh, he's amazing. That guy. I
Yeah,
think he
those
played with
guys,
Ozzy.
man, there's some.
He played with Ozzy some too.
All right.
Post Randy Rhoads, and then yeah, no. Like I said, if I had a Night Ranger shirt, that's the one I'd be wearing. I don't have a Night Ranger shirt.
So, opting for Squeeze.
I'm repping Squeeze.
Nice choice, my friend. Nice choice.
Squeeze as that or the Google. Well, I don't have a Google Doll shirt. Maybe I can borrow my son's Google Doll shirt. Like I'm acting like that means anything. You know, I'm just ticked off that I think Janet Jackson and Madonna are both in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean,
Dolly Parton's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I love Dolly Parton. Not a rock star.
kind of doesn't make sense, does it? It's
No, I think you got to be in one or the other.
you know, but whatever. But she's Dolly. You kind of give Dolly a slide,
Yeah.
right? I mean, did they put Willie Nelson in there yet?
I don't know. I saw a dude the other day though in a restaurant that looked like Willie Nelson, and I think he knew he looked like Willie Nelson because
yeah.
he had a bandana around his neck, like tied in the front.
Enough people told him he looks like it. He tries that. I may have told this story before. Back 1,000 years ago, when I was running a branch inside of the Winn-Dixie in Thibodaux, that's not there anymore. They used to have this guy who, I guess, somewhere along the way, someone told him he looked like Hank Williams Jr. And that dude would come in wearing a black cowboy hat and black clothes all the freaking
Did he
time.
keep his sunglasses on?
He did have his sunglasses on, to the point of I had all the cashiers in the Winn-Dixie and all the people working my branch. Whenever that guy would walk in the store, all you'd hear is, "Are you ready for some football?"
See, I'd have made sure nobody ever acknowledged it.
Oh, I don't think he heard it. I don't know.
Yeah.
We didn't, that was just us laughing.
Yeah, my thing is, if you want me to ask you, not gonna happen.
Not going to do it. Sort of like if you're going to turn around at a concert and tell me, and oh, by the way, I didn't finish that story. Later on, Kurt and I went down, it's like, so toward the end of the concert, we're saying, we're not going to go interrupt these people. So there was a big area to stand just out in the, so we're standing there talking. I'm not making this up. And I guess the handicap lane was in front of us, like the line of the first,
Yeah.
whatever. This dude in a wheelchair wheels back, wheels over to us to say, "I'm trying to listen to the concert. All I can hear is your comments." And I just looked at him like, "All right, you have a wonderful day, bro." Like, how am I'm not gonna get smart alecky. I'm not gonna
No,
with the dude.
but you know what? When I saw Counting Crows, circling back to where we started, when I saw Counting Crows last year, there was a band. I don't know. It's too late in this thing to think about it, the name of it. I had heard of them. I said, all right, when they play the song, I'll know it. Dashboard Confessionals.
Okay.
They never got to the song that I knew because apparently I didn't know any of their songs. When I tell you they played over an hour, which is way too freaking long for an opening act. But there were people like the people you're talking about who were there just to see them.
Dude.
And it was annoying as hell.
This was going on when the Counting Crows were playing whatever they were playing, and it might not have been one of the big hits, but they were playing something. And that's when I looked at Kurt saying, and then that guy went find a security guard. Dude wheeled himself over to security guard who apparently didn't want to mess with us, which was weird. He was a young it was weird. I'm just looking at him saying, hey. And when I would come over to not to yell at the security guard, because apparently you can't talk loud at a freaking concert. That's what I'm saying. That's what I told Kurt. I said, what bizarro world are we living in that we're standing 15 feet?
Right. That's when you got to go to, restrict yourself to small venue shows.
Oh, man, look.
Where very small.
that's also the world we're living in.
500 people.
The world we're living in. It's like, are you kidding me? And listen, my voice carries, your voice carries. I'm sure Kurt, same way.
Yeah,
But
I'd have been in trouble if I'd have been there.
we're at a concert. The band is playing.
Yeah.
The fact that you can't hear the band from us. And
But you know what? That's somebody who's sitting down saying, you know what? If that dude keeps talking, and it's like the whole thing where I'm going to just aggravate the crap out of myself because all I'm going to do is it's like if he talks again and then he hears you one more time.
because we gotta go in commentary. It's like my deal is, hey, make the concert a little more entertaining, and then we won't be doing this. But then the security guard, right? So he's standing there and he wants to ask us where our tickets are. And our tickets were probably 20 feet behind, second row. You have to go up a few stairs, but we didn't want to make these people move.
Yeah.
And I was basically trying to explain to him, but not having to yell because dude over here is complaining.
Yeah, Mr. Bionic Ears in the wheelchair.
Right. So I walk over, trying to tell the security guard why. He starts backing up. Like the security guard won't let me get close enough to him. Yeah, like he thought I was like moving on him or something. I'm like, that's what Kurt said. He said, what's this guy doing? I said, I don't know. I said, I'm trying to get up close enough to him to say, bro, here's our seat.
You're coming to tell me to not talk loud, so I'm trying to communicate with you without talking loud.
You gonna make me scream at you, tell you what and but again, it's one of those you just laugh and say, the world we living in. I've been shushed. I got shushed twice at a concert. Not during the pauses, not during the brief interludes, while the bands are playing. I'm sorry. All right.
I've shushed people in church.
Well, there you go. Or turn around, give them that little.
I give them that eye.
I know the kid's 3, and I put up with it for the first 10 minutes. I think that's sort of the limit. I think 10 minutes of what you gonna do. Well, you know what? I think the buffet's
done enough.
We went from bees to dirty wrestlers to concerts.
MTV.
Getting shushed by a dude in a wheelchair at a
getting shamed by young people.
Man, what you gonna do? Come on, America. We can do better. Don't worry. It's time for us to push the button, get on out here, see if any of the stuff stuck to tape. If you want to reach us, y'all, it's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com.
As we said earlier, right here.
Or just do what you did. Whatever you did to do this, do it again. Every week we tell you it's not a hint, suggestion, or subtle implication. Y'all, it is a freaking
mandate, bro.
Go live your best life. Live your best life. You had a bad day today? Suck it up, buttercup. It's okay. You got through it. Better one tomorrow.
Hopefully those people at that concert who were being annoyed by Dave had a better day the next day.
And she did leave. The first one that was there to see that band, they didn't stay to see the Counting Crows, which tells me how, maybe they had relatives in the band. I don't know. The other dude, what you gonna do, man? Like, seriously, 99 times out of 100, I am gonna just put all my energy into like shaming the idiot.
You should have told him, said, look, man, not positive, but I'm pretty sure I could take you.
I don't want to do that. And then am I condescending to it's not like I tapped him on the head or anything. I mean, it was just sort of like, because he wasn't a young guy. He was probably in his 40s or 50s. But I was sort of, my deal was like, dude, you could have just like leaned back and just gave me a hand. Just, like you literally could have just waved and in a polite way said, hey, can you keep it down? Again, I still would have been, we're at a freaking concert and I'm 20 feet away from you, but they're like to wheel on over and then tell, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. Got stuck on that. What you gonna do? All right, y'all. So we said it's all out there for you. Live your best lives. Give it a shot. We will try to do the same and get together next week, compare some notes, and do it all over again. Until then, y'all be good. Love you, bro.
Back at you, man. Yesterday we were a store picking up some stuff or whatever. We were in a line. And it was like had a different stereo put in Riley's car. I wanted to have a better system with GPS built in and everything since she's moving to Houston. So we're waiting to drop it off. And there was a woman, a couple of people in front of us, and she had on her shirt, on the back of her shirt, like across her butt, hashtag my time. And I don't know what that meant. And yeah, I'm also questioning the positioning of it on the shirt. So I made some snarky comment to my wife. I'm sure I did. And then a little while later, the dude in front of us just kind of turns around and he's looking around, and Joey whispers to me, he's wanting to see who that a-hole was behind him.
So wait, yeah,
My wife basically calls me out as an a-hole in the store for having made a snarky comment about some woman's shirt, hashtag my time.
and she just wanted you to know that she wasn't the only one who had a problem.
With me, right, right.
Well, it was catching shade, man.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was pretty darn funny. Then,
My time.
yeah, I also said, yeah, because the one of Riley's, my daughter's roommates, is from Turkey. And so I was saying, what language do they speak? I don't know. I literally don't know what language people from Turkey
I
speak.
think there's a Turkish, right?
I guess. So I said, when I meet her, I was just going to go shake her hand and say, gobble, gobble, which then sent me into laughter for minutes because I thought that was just hilarious. And she, again, same comment.
It's called a dad joke, man.
Right, man. I'm loving that joke. I'm saying, I'm doing it now.
It's over. Go home.